Welcome to a very happy review. We have one of the best cars ever. It's the BMW i3 in nature, saving nature. That's what the manufacturers would like me to say. That's what you want, right? You want me to talk very nice about those cars. What a beautiful car it is. It is a beautiful, very good car. That's what they want, right? But we are here at azizdrives and I cannot give you the blue pill. I can only tell you about the truth. Now, before we start, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let's begin with the BMW i3. Now, BMW presented this car in 2012, and to be honest, it was a very brave decision, in my opinion, to present a car that looked that way. I mean, back then we had the E92 M3, we had all of those incredible cars. Now, it was kind of sent to the world or presented to the world at the same time like the i8. So at first everybody hated it. I mean, I don't know a single person that was not laughing about it. But the logic of it wasn't really that bad. Now, it was a brave decision and it was a very, very interesting car actually. And I really mean it because there's a lot of technology going into this little car. Now, let's talk about some stats. The car is only 1,395 kilograms heavy, although it's electric. It has a 42.2 kilowatt hour battery capacity, which is not a lot in today's terms, but it wasn't really bad. You know, it was a completely new thing back then. Tesla just brought out the Model S, so it wasn't a bad car, right? And they sold, I believe, over 350,000 units of it. And it was just lately that they discontinued it. And when you open the door, you can tell there's carbon fiber all around the car. The whole car is carbon fiber and made out of sustainable and renewable materials. And they even put some wood in some of these specifications, like you got eucalyptic wood, right? And it wasn't really that bad, to be honest. Now, in today's terms, 10 years later, or almost 12 years later, when this car was originally announced, I think it aged quite well. It isn't even the shittiest electric car on the market. Isn't that bad? I mean, it still drives, right? And it has proven itself that's actually a reliable BMW. So there's really not a lot to talk bad about it. It has quite enough of trunk space for such a small car. It will take 45 minutes to charge fully on the fastest charger. On a normal charger it takes like 4 and 5 hours, and it was designed pretty interesting. I really mean it. And if you have seen the video, I was once violated by this car, man. It really pushed behind me with the M6. Well, I didn't step on the throttle, but that's another story. Now let's have a look at the interior and especially the technical specs. Now, funny thing is, the doors open in different ways, right? This is a suicide door, one opening to the left side and the other one opening to the right side. Now, it isn't bad really. I mean, you can get in very easily. Me as a driver, very easily positioned, and then as a passenger, you just pull on this handle, put the seat forward and sit in. That's better than a lot of coupes. Reminds me a little bit of the Mazda RX-8, right? It had similar doors, not that bad of a concept. Now the interesting thing is this, low center of gravity. Although the car is, let's say, it's really high, right? So you can fit even tall people in here, but the center of gravity is low since the batteries are on the bottom. And we have carbon fiber here. I mean, when you look at it, the car is basically built purely out of carbon fiber, which makes it very stable in a crash. The interior is made out of fully sustainable materials. When you come close, you'll notice, I mean, it isn't nice to look at. Let's be honest, look at that. I mean, it really feels, they use this recycled material. It does look kind of, it really isn't luxurious, but this car is not luxurious. They make one promise, it's sustainable, and the BMW promised that it's fun to drive, but we'll find out if that is true a little later. Now, the inside isn't that bad. We have leather steering wheel. This feels cheap, but it's recycled materials. And I mean, the price of the car was like 40K when it was new, or 35,000. Now it's like 19,000 with 60,000 kilometers. You have a screen here, and it's fancy designed, right? It's fancy designed, but it's usual and it's very logical BMW design. Now let's have a further look at the interior. As I told you, it is made out of sustainable materials. So you won't find anything fancy here, right? You won't find like a lot of stuff like leather or anything beside the steering wheel. This is all plastic, but it's recycled materials, right? This part here is now here out of plastic. You could actually order this back then in wood or eucalyptic wood, as I told you before. Then this is also plastic, and the doors are made out of sustainable recycled materials. You can really tell. The seats are not they're not uncomfortable, but it isn't really the nicest seat to sit in. What is nice though is it has the typical kind of usual BMW style, right? The buttons are very similar like in other models. You have the steering wheel, the logo, you know, it's very fancy and easy to get going, right? You don't have to think a lot. You have only 3 driving modes. You have Comfort, Eco and Eco Pro. Eco Pro being the most economical, right? Because of the range, and that's about it. It's not bad. You have a rear camera, you have a front that you can open here from a button. It's not bad, but it's not, you know, I don't want to talk bad about it because of one simple thing. It wasn't actually expensive. It was really not expensive to buy. And it's that cheap to buy now. And it's really a good value car for the money. So that's why I can't really talk bad about it. And if I could decide whether I should drive maybe a smart from that age, like the 4.4 or this, I would rather take this. Especially the S version looks a little bit more like an M car. Yeah, that's about it. I think we should take it for a drive. I have found a new way of life. I am now a part of the electric car train. Electric cars for the future. Electric cars, big love. BMW and Mercedes invite me. I'm willing to say whatever you want. Right? Is that what you want from me? Should I say whatever you want? Not with me, friendos. Not with me. You didn't give me the i3, I got the i3. You don't give me the latest cars, I will get the latest cars. Next week, I'm going to drive the new SL63. And I didn't get it from Mercedes. I got it by my own connections. So that's what power is about. All right, now maybe we should talk about this BMW i3. So, you know, BMW, they promise pure driving pleasure, right? Pure driving pleasure with their BMW i3, and even so with an M5, okay? So we're going to find out whether this is true. Now, a couple of stats of the car. This i3 is the 120 version. It's not the S, which means we have 170 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. Accelerates from 0 to 100 kph in 7.3 seconds. 1 gear, and yeah, tops out at 150 kph. Everything not that incredible. Now, the i3 is not a bad car, okay? I'll be the first one to tell you. It's not a bad car because a lot of people have driven it. A lot of people are still driving it, and although it's 10 years old, it's still up to date. It looks very good. The infotainment system and stuff like that is old, that's clear, but it looks quite good in today's traffic, right? Other cars, what is going on? Other cars look pretty much even worse than this car. And what is interesting is it's very light, 1,300 kilograms, although it's electric. Plus it has carbon parts. It's carbon CFK, carbon reinforced plastic, and carbon everywhere around the car, which makes it pretty stable and actually good. And you can even tell it when you open some doors and the parts. It's okay. It's not a bad car. Now they say 12.2 kilowatt hours to 100 kilometers of usage. I can manage to do anything under 18 currently, but I believe it's possible if you go into Eco Pro mode, and especially when you have the car in maximum 90 kilometers per hour range, right? Now, I don't feel bad sitting in it. I really don't. I don't think it's a bad car. I really don't. I mean, in my opinion, this is what electric cars should be about, right? Ditch the smarts, ditch those little cars that nobody wanted anyways, right? Put an electric engine in. That's okay. That's fine for me, okay? Just don't touch the V8s and the V10s and the V12s, right? I don't care if a city car, if a day-to-day car is electric. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And it has quite some power. Let me show you. Now, since BMW promises, pure driving experience, and this is a rear-wheel drive car, I was investing a little bit of time to find out whether we can turn the traction control off, and I found the button. So, without further ado, let's try. Okay, not a lot, and now the power comes, and this is 100 kph. Feels rock solid. Not too fast, not bad at all. A little lag off the line, but it's really not bad. Okay, it doesn't feel bad. It really doesn't. Nice steering wheel. Yeah. No, it's not a bad car. It's exactly what you would expect for a car of 20k, right? When this came out, I believe it was 40k. Here, yeah, I mean, you can get this car used now for 15 to 20k, right? This has 64,000 kilometers at Remo Auto. So what is there to say? It's going to drive good. You don't have a lot to do. It has been discontinued. They don't build it anymore. The replacement is the iX1 in that sense. But it was something very special, and it was kind of a pioneer at that time when it came out. It really was. It was a pioneer. Nobody was doing this. Nobody was doing this, and also the i8 was a pioneer. They came kind of out in the same time, so it was an interesting car back then. They were really pushing the electric drive with this car, and I mean the range is really not bad. It's really not bad for such a small car with only 42 kilowatt hours of battery capacity, 300 kilometers of range as they promise. It's not bad. It's really not bad. This will be like 4 or 5 liters in terms of petrol engine car. But now comes the important thing. Does it feel like a BMW? Yes, yes. Driving it doesn't feel any bad. It feels really sporty. It really does feel sporty. It does wobble a lot, but it doesn't feel that bad. It really doesn't. Oh, a big pile of shit. Wow. Still, I need to find out whether we can maybe just maybe a little bit, like just oversteer a little bit. Come on. Oh! It happened. Well, it's quite good that it happened, but that leaves us the question. Will it drift? Will this BMW i3 drift? Oh God, why? Thank God the road is a little bit wet, because I might be able to actually drift this. Let's see. Yeah, there's not much to talk about, right? I mean, it's not like I'm not promising you the world, right? Interesting thing is though, people don't notice when you drive like a maniac because they can't hear it, right? Handles the bumps quite well. Oh, it's a little bit sluggish on the brake though. Imagine this with white tires, right? Not those bicycle tires that they put on. White tires, lowered, it would feel like a go-kart. Low center of gravity. Will it drift is the question, friends. Will the BMW i3 drift? Oof. Hard on the brakes, turn in. Yeah. You know, I got violated by one of these cars. I really got violated with the M6 by one of those. Also, a very good fact of this car is it has one of the smallest round circles ever. Now, 10.1 meters, which means I can just easily turn around here and do this. Let's see whether I can just drift it a little bit. Come on. Nah, no chance. Yeah, I can turn it fully off. This is now full throttle. And on the brakes. Wow. And turn in. Woohoo! Woohoo! You can do some skids, but it won't let you really drift it. You can turn the ESP fully off. You can just turn the traction control off, probably for winter. And that's as far as I can take it with the i3. Not really the craziest review I've done, but hey, you can buy this car used, right? It's really not that bad. Realistically speaking, I think you can get 200 kilometers of drive with this car, 250 if you really take it easy on it, which is not bad. Hey, who told you to? That's my take on the BMW i3. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and see you on the next one. Goodbye.